Welcome to the Information Session Chemistry of the Han University of Applied Sciences School of Applied Biosciences and Chemistry. My name is Jeroen Kraan and I'm a lecturer in analytical chemistry. The Han University of Applied Sciences has locations in Arnhem and in Nijmegen. The School of Applied Biosciences and Chemistry is located in Nijmegen. We have about 1,200 students and 120 employees. Out of those 1,200 students, there are about 300 Dutch chemistry students, and in 2019 we started with 24 chemistry students. This is the location in Nijmegen. For Dutch students, the admission is as follows. If you have a profile Natuur en Techniek or Natuur en Gezondheid, and you have a HAVO diploma, you can start, and the duration of the course is 4 years. If you have a VWO diploma, you can continue in 3 or 4 years. If you have an MLO chemistry diploma, you can do your education in 3 or 3.5 years. For the international students, the admission is as follows. The duration of your study is normally 4 years. The main admission requirements are your prior education and fluency in English. For further information, I would like to refer to the website of the Han University. The link can be seen below. How does the first year look like? The propedeutical phase is in 2 semesters. The first semester is a combination of chemistry and biosciences. The second semester is about the chemistry, actually general chemistry. And you will focus in the second semester on analytical chemistry and organic or polymer chemistry. Beside chemistry, we have biosciences and bioinformatics. The chemistry from year 1 to 4. After the propedeutical year, we're going to continue in the second year chemistry. This is also a general year with subjects about analytical chemistry and organic polymer chemistry. You will deepen a lot of subjects. In the third and the fourth year, you have 4 semesters. You have a specialization in analytical chemistry. There's a possibility to do a minor. There will be a placement or internship, and finally a graduation project. And there's a possibility to swap these semesters around. So you can start, for instance, with your placement in the third year, continue with your specialization, do the minor in the fourth year, and finish with your graduation project. Chemistry. Chemistry is all about atoms, molecules, and ions. You can measure those atoms, molecules, and ions, and we call it analysis, or you can build molecules, and we call it synthesis. So this is the analytical chemistry part, and this is the organic polymer chemistry part. So if you're going to start in the chemistry study stream, there's at the moment only one specialization, and that's the analytical chemistry, so the measurement of atoms, molecules, and ions. For the Dutch students, it's possible to do a specialization in organic chemistry and polymer chemistry. It's all about synthesis or the building of molecules and, of course, the measurement of them. Analytical chemistry is about unraveling mixtures. To unravel mixtures, or to separate them, or to take a sample, you need to do a lot of method development. So method development for the instruments here in the picture. So part of your education is training on these instruments and try to set up methods for these instruments. After setting up methods, you need to measure quantities. If you measure quantities, it's all about accuracy and precision, because your results need to be reliable. 2 examples of analytical chemistry. A lot of analytical chemists work in pharmaceutical research, so finding out the purity of our medicines, or are there impurities present and how much they harm us. Another example is the food research. So for instance, the amount of vitamin C in all kinds of beverages. Two other examples. A couple of years we had problems with fipronil in eggs, and laboratories had to set up methods in order to determine fipronil in the eggs. Another area is forensic research. So if you have a chemistry degree, you can work in forensic research as well. Organic chemistry is about the synthesis of molecules, isolation and purification, and structure analysis. In the first and the second year, you will be taught in organic chemistry as well. So one of the projects in the first year is the synthesis of aspirin. After synthesis, you need to isolate it and determine the purity. The purity determinations is part of the analytical chemistry work as well. After you isolated it, you need to work on structure analysis to be sure that you synthesize aspirin. Structure analysis is often also an analytical technique. Organic chemistry is also about, for instance, Taxol. Taxol is a compound in the Taxus plant, here in the top picture. Those compounds, or Taxol, can be extracted from the Taxus plant. Maybe it's easier to synthesize this compound, here it can be seen, Taxol, synthesize it in the lab. It takes a lot of steps and a lot of work to make a complicated molecule like this. Another example in the organic chemistry is the nanotechnology. Our Nobel Prize winner, Ben Veringa, constructed a small molecule, actually it looks like a car, and maybe in the future those small molecules on nanoscale can transport medicines in our body to specific areas in our body. So part of the organic chemistry is the nanotechnology. Besides the organic chemistry, we have also polymer chemistry. In the first and second year, you will meet polymer chemistry. Polymer chemistry is, for instance, about plastics, but also about glue, coatings, but also about biomedical applications. So, for instance, here, artificial skin or screws when you have a broken bone. And these screws can solve in the body in time. The education. If you start the chemistry education, you will be trained to work in the laboratory after 4 years. In practice, you will work in a lab each week on professional situations and tasks. Normally, you have 1 to 1.5 days per week lab work. Besides the lab work, you're going to learn theory, all kinds of subjects that are related to the working or the tasks you have in the lab. If you're interested in working in a lab, you often need to be critical, curious. You need to be able to collaborate with your classmates and later on with your colleagues. So a lot of professional attitudes are asked when starting with this education. Normally we have 4 courses in a year, 2 semesters, and the courses are large integrated units of theory, practicals, meetings, workshop, and you have projects in the lab. They are called central assignments. Like I said before, in the 3rd and 4th year you have the freedom of choice for each student. So you can choose your own minor, you can choose your placement, you can choose your graduation project, you can do it in the Netherlands, you can do it outside the Netherlands. So you have freedom of choice. Beside that, each student will have a study career coach, in Dutch SLB. And you can always make an appointment with him or her to talk about your choices, for instance. How does the first semester in the propedeutical year looks like? It's an integration of biology and chemistry, so that will be taught in theory, Besides that, you need to learn practical skills in the lab. In order to process the data in the lab, you need to have skills on calculation, so math and laboratory calculations are part of it. Of course, everything will be in English, all the documents, all the books, all the lectures will be in English. Besides that, you will have tutor meetings and workshops for the cooperation, for working together. And finally, you will have a central assignment, so it's a small project you need to carry out in the lab. So it's all centered about lab work. So the integration of biology and chemistry in the first semester is about learning basic lab skills like weighing, pipetting, etc. Beside that, you need to use spectrometry in chemistry as well in biology. So spectrometry is also a lab skill and a technique in analytical chemistry. You will learn about separation techniques of macromolecules. You will synthesize a preservative, benzoic acid, going to test it on bacteria. You will learn about nutrition in plants, digestion system in your body, molecular cooking, and finally, at the end of the semester, you're going to work on your own research project or central assignment. So semester 1 is about learning lab techniques, about theory, data processing, report writing, and your own research project. So the working week looks like theory classes, practicals, so skills, central assignment, your project. You will have weekly tasks where you have problems which you will discuss with your tutor and your classmates, and the week after you need to present in forms of a poster or a PowerPoint presentation, and then you will get a new task. Besides that, there are expert meetings to help you with the practicals or to help you with the weekly tasks, workshops, and of course you have each week a meeting with your study career coach. So the project groups meeting are related to the tutor, and of course you have self-study. So this is an example of schedule of a propedeutical year. Here you see the expert hours, here you see the chemistry theory classes, here's a practical of half a day, there's lab calculations, here's a practical of another half day, chemistry classes, mathematics, here's a study career coach hour, here's the tutor meetings. So 4 days of work, here's a test scheduled, and often classes have 1 day off to work on their self-study. So the week program is about 40 hours you need to spend on your study. You have about 24 classes, and one class is 45 minutes, so 18 block hours a week scheduled activities. That means you need to work at home for 22 hours. So what does it mean working at home self-study? Preparation of practicals in classes, writing lab journals and reports, studying theory, making exercises, working on tutor tasks. So these are 4 examples of what you can do at home. So your professional development is important during your study. So in year 1 you start with the basic skills. In year 2 you have orientation on your major, deepening of subjects in analytical and organic chemistry. Third year is a specialization. You're going to do your placement or internship. Your internship is to learn about the culture in the lab, to work on your attitude, and to learn new practical skills. The fourth year you can do your minor and graduation. Your minor can be about deepening a subject or broadening your knowledge about a specific subject. And your graduation is doing independent research in a lab, in the industry for instance. And finally, you're going to write a report about it, your graduation report. Internships or graduation abroad. A lot of students stay in the Netherlands, but we have had students in Wales, other parts of the United Kingdom, USA, Sweden, Chile. So a lot of possibilities are present. Okay, the difference between chemistry and chemie, Dutch version. In the chemistry, you will meet international students, for instance from Russia, Poland, Vietnam, Syria, Kenya, Latvia. You're going to be aware of cultural differences between students from different countries. The language, all lecturers, presentations, exams, study materials are in English. Well, the lecturers are not in English, but they teach in English. A lot of job opportunities in the Netherlands. Over 10 years, there's a lot of work available or jobs available in the Netherlands. Besides the Netherlands, also in Germany. And what you can see, Bachelor of Science, Analytical Chemistry is asked R&D application scientist, for example, but also in the United Kingdom. Analytical chemist, identify compounds, analytical techniques. So there's a lot of work in the Netherlands as well as abroad. What can you do after graduation? You can start working in companies or work for the government or work in service laboratories. Here are some examples of firms that are in the Netherlands but also abroad. What can you do after you graduated? You can continue doing a master at the Radboud University in Nijmegen or go to one of the universities in Amsterdam. You can also do an educational bachelor at the Han for 1 year, then you have within 5 years 2 diplomas. Why should you choose our institute? Well, we have a lot of practice-oriented education, so 1 to 1.5 days a week you work in the lab. There's a lot of theory related to the practical work in the lab. There's a good specialization. It's small scale. We have groups of 15 students in the lab. That's what we call a class, 2 classes for theory. So really small scale. Short lines between the student and the lecturer. We have an international study environment, so we have chemistry education, but we also have an English life sciences beside the Dutch life sciences. We have individual routes, so you can choose your minor, your graduation, your internship. The accreditation says we have all standards good, and the selection guide in the Netherlands says we have plus, so we're doing fine according to the standards. You can join the Student Association to Reactievat, or in English the reaction vessel. They take care of the introduction, they take care of school parties, Christmas events, events in the Netherlands and abroad, for instance a film night. So it's really useful and nice to join. But this is a picture of the introduction. The final slide, information and application. If you go to the Han site, you choose English, Programs Bachelor Chemistry, you will meet this page. Here in the circle it says Apply Now. If you have questions, you can always send an email to info@han.nl.